Page 25, everyone has found their spot. Okay, so the rectangular garden question. I'm a drawer. You guys don't need to be drawers, but I'm a drawer. So I have a rectangular garden. So I'm going to draw a rectangular garden, and I know the length is 4 meters more than its width. So it's longer than it is wide. So this is the length and this is the width. But I'm going to exchange the length for, what do I know about the length? What else do I know about the length that I could replace it with? How do you say in math it's 4 meters more than the width? Does that make sense in math? It's 4 meters more than the width. So this is the length, but I don't want, when you do quadratics, you don't want a lot of variables, right? You can only be working with one letter there. Okay, so now what do you know about area of a rectangle shape? And I'm not going to give you this formula. I'm expecting you to know the life formula for area of a rectangle. How do you get the area of a rectangle? No one knows the formula? Of a rectangle? Like, how would I find the area of this classroom? What would I do? Length times width. I wasn't like trying to pull teeth here, just the area. Okay, but what did we do here? Remember what we did? Instead of the length, we put that. Guess what this is? It's a quadratic. Okay, why is it a quadratic? Because do you understand when I would multiply this out, it would make an equation with a squared, right? I don't need to multiply it out, but if you did, it would be a quadratic. Okay, so you're going to go into your calculator already. My pre-calculators would have to do all that by hand, but we're already going to jump into our calculator. X plus 4 times x. I have no idea what it's going to look like. It's on my Zoom 6, my 10 by 10 grid. Are you getting a drawing like that? Okay, let's talk about our variables. So this line is usually the x variable. What do you have instead of the x variable? What is your x being in this one? It's being a w. And this is normally the y variable. What are you doing instead of a y variable? You are doing a area, right? So I'm going to do something and you're going to tell me why I did that. Why would I do that? Talk to me about my variables. Why would I have to scratch that off? Think about width and area. Why does that not work at that part of the graph? Give me a reason. Negative what? Something, that's a word in there. Like if this is at -2, what does it mean? The width is -2. Do you like that? No. I can't have a negative width. I also, here the area is negative. All of this, the width is negative, right? That does not work. It also wouldn't work to be like right on the 0. Can you have a 0 width? No, you can't do that either. Okay, now here's my question. Determine the dimensions of the garden if the area is 117. What does this tell us? Does this tell us about our X letter or our Y number? The area, is that the X or is that the Y? Is area the X or the Y of the equation? This is the X part and this is the Y equals part. So what is our area? It's a Y part. So what do you do if you know, another Y value? What do you do? What's the strategy in our calculator? Y2. So give me a Y2. Just Y2.
Oh.
Yep, that's all I did. Okay, I'm obviously not seeing it. Why do you think I'm not going to see it? My window, my height of this one was 10, and we just told it to show me a height of 117. So what do you want to change this thing to down here? Y height. What do you want to go to? 125. How about that one? When you go a little bit bigger, you should also change your tick marks. Each tick mark, what do you want to do? 10 on each tick mark? Okay, so what's the process of figuring this out? What's that one called? Intersect. Where do they intersect? Are you getting 9? Okay, so 9 is the X. Obviously 117 is the area because I told it to do that. So I knew that that was happening. So X is 9. So that tells me not X, but the width is 9. 9 meters. And mental math skills. This length is 4 more than that. You can do it without your calculator. 4 more. So this is my answer. That's the dimensions. Okay? So you are letting your calculator do the math, but you have to make the connections, what to do, what's going on, what's my variables. Okay, last one of the day. Paulette owns a store selling video games. She charges $10 a game, sells 70 games. So what she's doing is she's trying to make money. She's trying to make a revenue. So can you go revenue equals the price times the number sold? Does that make sense on how much money you would make? You would say, how much is each? Times however many I sell. That's how I make my money. If you have a concert and you charge $20 for a person and 9 people come, you're going to make 180 bucks. Okay, so give me R equals, give me 2 brackets like that, pretty big. So reading it, she charges $10 a game. So I'm going to put that at the front of the price bracket. And she sells 70 games. So I'm going to put that in however many, the number sold. And then it says that experience is showing her that if the price was going to go up $1, so if the price was going to go up $1, then there would be 5 fewer games sold per week. Okay. Now, we can't just go with one, because what if I go up $1 this week, but then another $1 next week and another $1 next week? I don't know. So what should we do if we don't know something? We should put a variable. But if this is going to go up, this has to go down. So then, like, if I go up 2 on this, this has to go down 5 and 5. Does that make sense? You have to have a letter there, because you don't just do it once, you might do it a few times. Okay, there you go. My pre-calcers would be doing all sorts of things, right? But we are jumping to the calculator. Okay, if you have it and you've graphed it, you probably don't see much, right? This is what my screen looks like right now. I don't have much on there. So we're going to need to see more. Do you know how much money she would make right away? $10, 70 games. What is that amount? That's $700. So go to your window. What do you want to do? Let's go to the Y max. If she made 700 right away, should we do something like 1,000? And we should change this to jump by something bigger yet. Try it out. We might have to change it again. Pretty good. Can I move to the right more? I would like to see this more. So I'm going to go back to my window. I'm maybe going to change the X instead of 10 to 20. Okay, so let's talk about our variables. Maybe this one's easier. The Y is obviously the revenue money. That's the Y. And then what is X technically? It's the amount of times I'm going to do that change. So X is the number of changes. So if I say X is 3, you're going to have to go up $1, $1, and $1. You're going to have to do that 3 times. Okay, so here's the question. At what price should she sell to maximize, that's a keyword, to maximize her sales? And what should be the max revenue? So what am I looking for in this? I'm looking for the vertex now. Maximizing means the vertex. So can you get me that? So second trace, you're going to work to the maximum. You're going to have to move that left-right thing. Okay, I got 2,720. So what does it mean? Again, we just wrote this down. X is the number of changes. So what is the price? Well, the price, remember, we started at a $10 ticket, right? We started at $10 and then we went up $1 two different times. So what is your final price that you should sell your games? We should sell them at $12. And what is the largest revenue amount of money you will make? You don't have to do any work. Where do you find it? The highest on the top, $720.